Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining this session. Today, we're going to discuss and demonstrate how FlexEdge Secure SD-WAN enables organizations around the world improve application performance, reduce costs, and scale the operation by enabling zero-trust deployment and policy enforcement across thousands of remote sites, all managed from a central location. SD-WAN is meant to securely connect users and devices to the applications and services they need to stay productive. And in today's cloud-first environments, those resources are stored everywhere in public, private, hybrid cloud environments, and data centers. Our secure SD-WAN solution provides a simplified approach to cloud connectivity with integrated network security capabilities, which deliver measurable business outcomes, such as increased productivity and network cost optimization. So if you're considering SD-WAN for your organization or are just starting your journey into SD-WAN, this webinar is for you. So without further ado, I would like to introduce Timo Tittinen, one of our global experts who will walk you through our solution and latest features. Timo, over to you.
Thank you so much, Carlos, for that introduction. So I'm very proud to present you the latest 7.1 version of our FlexEdge Secure SD-WAN solution. So let's start from the first thing that we have here in the screen, and we'll talk about the orchestration. So when you have a global environment of multi-clouds, multiple branches, home users, data centers, regional offices, wherever you have sites with users and applications, our FlexEdge Secure SD-WAN enables the kind of like full mesh SD-WAN overlay to all those edges that you have in your environment. So the orchestration comes really important. And when we built our SD-WAN overlay, I want to reiterate here is that we are very good at monitoring the overall health of your network. So not only we look at the jitter, latency, and packet loss, but we also look at like overall traffic rates and bandwidths and the overall health of your connectivity. And based on that, we can do a decision how to best route your applications in your environment. And when it comes to orchestration, we support very complex topologies. For example, here in this orchestrator screen, we have two data center sites, which we are configured as a central site. And then we have 3 branches. So this is a classic hub and spoke environment. And what makes this orchestration so great and easy to use is that based on this topology, what we have created here, we automatically create all the necessary tunnel configuration for the SD-WAN overlay. If you need to change from hub and spoke or multiple hubs and spokes to full mesh, you can just drag these devices into the central gateway, and it would automatically create also the full mesh tunnels definitions that are needed for the full mesh connectivity. Very, very easy way to change from topology to another by using this topology manager. And inside this topology manager, we can still go and individually go to some of the tunnels or links and decide how to behave with them. For example, we can disable them, or we can set them from active to standby. So very granular control on the link level of what you can do and not do when it comes to the traffic routing. Now, in addition to this topology manager, we also offer something called SD-WAN broker. And the SD-WAN broker is a technology that gives you scalability to thousands of sites in a full mesh configuration. The idea on the SD-WAN broker is that we will broker the actual connectivity information. So instead of using any wildcard certificates or anything like shared secrets, each of the sites will have their own keying information and will query the connectivity information from the brokers, how to establish that connection to the other sites. This is kind of like a zero knowledge principle where even if you lose one of the sites, It doesn't have any connectivity information or secret information about any other sites. Now let's move on to the application routing and how to do application and traffic shaping. So in the SD-WAN overlay, we use something called link usage profiles. And these link usage profiles tells how to route traffic, your applications inside your SD-WAN overlay. And here you can do very granular control based on, for example, the link type. What kind of application of application performance classes you want to send to that link by default, and what to avoid. For example, you might have an LTE where you don't want to send any bulk data transfer, but you might have a fast DSL or cable modem where the bulk data transfer would be ideal to be used. So these application performance classes here are used to decide how you want to, by default, the application to flow. Now, we can also take into consideration that, let's say that you have 2 or 3 links, and all of them are behaving in an acceptable level. You could have, for example, latency would be 20 milliseconds, 10 milliseconds, and 5 milliseconds. We can still, among those good links, we can decide that, hey, I want to focus my traffic on that best 5 millisecond latency link. So this balancing criteria here, you can further differentiate and then choose the best path among well-behaving links. Now, application performance also needs kind of like traffic shaping. So in our secure SD-WAN, we can also decide, for example, your applications and what are the guaranteed bandwidth they can use, and what are the limits of some of the applications can use. So you can do very granular traffic shaping by applying these quality of service rules for your traffic. So, for example, for voice, we always guarantee 10% of the bandwidth. So if there's no use of the voice, of course, some other class can use that bandwidth. And we also treat it as a priority 1. So if there's any congestions, we will always have the voice go out first. So these kind of like application performance rules here with the QoS classes ensures that your applications are always performing at their best. Now, further looking at how we can control the applications and how we can make the path selection is here in the policy, we have, for example, a couple of rules for file transfer and voice. So if you look at the application performance profile for the voice, we can see that we prefer links or paths that have low jitter, low latency, low packet loss, and excellent stability. But we don't care about the bandwidth so much. So for the voice, because it's a lightweight communication most of the time, you can just ignore the bandwidth and focus on the jitter, latency, packet loss, and stability. And we automatically choose the best paths based on the criteria. So our algorithms under the hood will decide, okay, based on these criteria, this link, this path is the best for this application at this time. And then we dynamically just change it when the situation changes. So automatically routing, always choosing the best path for the application. And just to give you a difference between a file transfer, for example, there we might say that the bandwidth is the most important. We care about the bandwidth, but don't care about latency at all. So you can do this kind of like scaling a configuration for the application performance. And some of these are that like you can define for very same for like data transfer protocols. So you prefer bandwidth over latency, for example. Now, when it comes to the visibility of this SD-WAN, we can, for example, track with our connection tracking. We can track what application is used by what link. So it's very granular here, real-time monitoring of the traffic. So each of these network applications here, we can see how they are being chosen, what ISP is chosen for it when it goes outbound. And we can also see what services we are, for example, redirecting to our SD-WAN. In this example here, we are sending some of the web traffic to our SSC solution 4.1 using an IPsec tunnel. So the path selection and the failover times, what we have is like, we can fail over the links in 600 milliseconds and less. So the idea is that not only you need a fast failover to make sure that the applications are always working, but you also have to have very good application notification. So the idea is that the applications are detected and correctly routed. Because if you're only relying on the ports and protocols, you're going to be missing out the between the actual applications which are important and not are important. So application detection and application routing is one of the core features in the solution. And I also want to point out is that here in the top left, we are saying we are secure SD-WAN manager. So being a secure SD-WAN is that we have that full connections and firewall capability built into the solution. So we are not networking vendor, or we are not security vendor. We are combined network and security vendor. So full threat prevention can be applied for all the SD-WAN overlaid traffic, meaning that you can stay secure when there is one branch that might have any, for example, infection. You can isolate that and prevent it from spreading out over the SD-WAN overlay because the security stack is already built into the edge device. So full threat prevention capabilities and firewalling capabilities on the Forcepoint Flex as secure SD-WAN. For example, in this newest 7.1 release, we actually added DNS sinkhole. So what you can configure in the DNS protocol properties is that you can use your own list of malicious DNS destinations. In this example, we were, for example, using just a couple of destinations, but you can use API to bring in your own DNS and do DNS sinkholing. So the benefit of that is that you can kill the connection even before it tries to open up an HTTPS connection to the malicious destination. So this is a really benefit for our customers to able to do the DNS security and the sinkholing right out of the box in this latest release. So Carlos, how does this look as a secure SD-WAN solution?
Great, Timo. Thank you for that walkthrough. These are great capabilities that deliver a simplified, comprehensive solution that provide tangible business outcomes, enabling organizations to grow their top line with higher productivity, improve their bottom line with OPEX and CAPEX reductions by optimizing network traffic, and all while maintaining high security efficacy. So thank you all for joining, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Thank you.